Hello everyone! Welcome to Erik's bonus content! Now, I was kind of going through Erik's bonus content stuff, mostly because I've actually never played them before, and I was actually starting to record it. It's like, oh, maybe I'll just go in blind and pretend I know what I'm doing, ha ha ha, since the stories are pretty easy enough and you don't really have an option to choose from. But when I was going through Erik's story, or side story, it dawned on me that it's based upon more of the, after the Demon War version. So, that would kind of be silly if I did that right now, and then did Demon War later this time, and, it would just be annoying, and I just felt weird about doing it. So unfortunately, we're going to have to skip that for now. I'll be sure to check out the other ones to see which ones I can do right then and there. James, I could get away with it. It was pretty easy because it doesn't really mention anything that transpired or what happened. It was just them, and it was just James and you living in the moment type of thing, so we could get away with it. But I imagine it might have been after the Demon War episode as well, if I had to guess. Which, again, is fine because it doesn't spoil that much. Erik's spoiled a lot. And just so you know, I never played number 2. I have it, haven't played it. I'll get to it eventually. But, yeah. So it spoiled a little bit of stuff. Wasn't too happy with that. So, as far as this bonus content episode of Erik is concerned, I'm only going to be doing the holiday and then the beach episode, and that is it. They're not really spoiler related or nothing too bad. So, sorry about that, guys. I kind of wish I kind of paid more attention instead of just like, oh, look at the next video of content, and then it's like, oh, there's only 2 things I could do right now. That would make sense. Oh well, we gotta do what we gotta do, so let's make the best of it. Seduce Me, holiday episode. Hell yeah, let's snuggle up a nice warm fire. Get it on with our man. Alrighty. New Year's Eve, a holiday celebrated internationally. It was one of those turns of time that no one on this earth could avoid. It was one thing to spend it alone, hoping for the best and being unsure of the future ahead of you. It was also another thing to spend it at parties, throwing a drink at the past you trudged through and dancing the night away. It was a very different story when the turn of the year and future beyond also somehow involved demons. The 5 incubi boys who had come into my life managed to stay in my home throughout the year, following my final high school quarter and past my graduation. Even as I entered college, they remained supportive and surprisingly eager to stick around. Unfortunately, they were still freshly known to my family and friends, thus why I had to spend my holiday without them. My family had insisted on me returning to their house and spend the holidays before New Year's with them. While bringing the incubi along seemed like a good idea, the boys collectively wanted to spend the holidays together and did not want to intrude on my family this year. After all, my parents still believed that they were the house servants. Bringing even one of them home for the holidays would have been an interesting story. This I find interesting. Like, we haven't told our parents, really, that we're seeing somebody. It's like, I'm kind of seeing somebody right now. I mean, yeah. But I guess if they haven't had jobs yet, which I'm assuming they get their jobs after number 2. But at this time right now, it doesn't look like they do, so I guess it kind of makes sense. However, I was devoted to spending some holiday time with them for the end of the year. When I was invited to places for New Year's Eve by both friends and family, I decided to stay home with the incubi. A part of me felt majorly excited. Another part of me felt like slapping myself over and over for letting them convince me that waiting for my holiday present was worth it. Still, it was rather hilarious to see them prepare New Year's dinner.
Oh my god! Sam, get out of the kitchen! Shut up, you little runt! I just want to look!
You're in the way, Sam. Out!
Yeah, fine, sheesh.
We told you not to go in there.
We did, Sam.
I swear to God, I will hurt both of you.
That's no way to start the new year.
Oh, boys will be boys. Sam was completely right to feel impatient. James and Matthew had assigned themselves to making the New Year's dinner and had pulled out every receipt book in the library just to make sure they had the perfect menu. The aromas that wafted from the kitchen were intoxicating and almost heavenly. I felt my mouth water just from the scent. It didn't help that the kitchen had pretty much become locked territory. Unless you wanted an earful from James and Matthew combined, then it was best that you stayed out of their workspace. More teasing. Great. Whatever they're making smells amazing.
It is. They're almost done, though, so we won't be waiting long.
Well, that's good. They've been working all day on food.
Man, they need to hurry the hell up.
Quit being impatient, Sam.
Sam opened his mouth to fight back, but instantly shut it, most likely thinking the better of it, and grumbled under his breath as he turned to sit at the table. Soon enough, James and Matthew began to carry large plates of the dining room, setting them methodically around the table so everyone had the chance to get what they wanted regardless of where they sat. I was stunned once more by the sheer amount of food prepared, topped only by the intense aroma that melded almost perfectly in the air. It was like they were trying to take the record of how much food can be placed on the table from when they had arrived. At that thought, I took a moment to realize something. It had almost been a full year since the incubi appeared in my life. I had graduated and was now experiencing my first year of college with the incubi beside me. Now, here I was, about to enter a new year with them in my life. I couldn't help but let a smile creep onto my face from the thought.
Is everything all right?
Huh? I looked up, not realizing how lost in my thoughts I was, and came face to face with all 5 boys looking at me in concern. Crap. That's the most concerned face I've ever seen. Matthew, what are you doing? And, wow, Matthew, what the hell are you wearing? Is that who I think it is? Whatever. I shook my head and took a moment to recollect myself before smiling once more. Sorry, I was just lost in thought.
Huh? What were you thinking about?
From the look on the boys' faces, all of them were curious to know. Did I want to be the cheesy nostalgic that brought up the past? Yeah. I couldn't help the thoughts from appearing in my head. Might as well enjoy it with the rest of the group. I ran a hand through my hair and chuckled softly. Well, it's been almost a full year since we met, you know. I was just thinking about that. The boys stared at me before looking to each other in the same surprised realization.
Oh crap, that's right. We came here somewhere around April, right?
We did. Has it really been that long?
Damn, it feels like we only came here a short while ago.
Well, we've been here for a little over a year, and we've known you since April, so that's around 8 months.
Wow. Do you think we'd find ourselves in the company of such a wonderful woman within a year of being in the human world? We must be blessed.
I couldn't help but roll my eyes at Eric's comment while the others did as well, in his slight annoyance. Oh, come on now, why are we rolling our eyes? We're with Erik here, come on. Of course, we don't make that option till later, but come on! Matthew and James continued to set up dinner while I became lost in my thoughts again. The memories of the past slowly flickered in my mind. Our first dinner, the house party, Malix and Diana. It was all surreal to remember, but they were real events in my life. Especially since I had my eyes on, oh, you better believe our homeboy, Erik! Erik had shown me his true colors, ones that were loving and caring underneath a playful and sexy exterior shade. I was fairly certain I was the only one outside of his brothers who saw such truth. While he was working to create his own suit tailor shop, he always somehow managed to make time and care for me. I was grateful and happy to have him by my side as I was his. Erik sat in his seat beside me, watching his brothers work, so I got to have a little moment in staring at him without him knowing. The turtleneck and scarf combination was a good look on him. However, Erik turned his gaze to me as if he knew I was staring, chuckling underneath his breath as I tried to hide the fact he caught me behind a blush and a turn of my head. Finally, the table was set and we were all seated, ready to dig in.
I gotta admit, you and James did good, Matthew.
Thanks, Sam.
Sam and Matthew not fighting? It's a winter's miracle.
Hey, I'm not a complete asshole to him.
Only sometimes.
Well, it is the turn of the human year, so it's a good way to get the habit of being nice started.
Very true.
Damien laughed and I couldn't help but do the same. However, one curiosity burned in my mind. Hey, I have a question.
Yes? What is it?
What did you do last New Year's Eve? I remembered them telling me that they had been in the human world for a full 6 months before my grandfather passed away. If that was the case, then this wasn't their first New Year's Eve. The boys took in the question and looked to each other.
Didn't we go to, like, New York or something?
Nah, we were on another continent by then. Like, Europe or something?
London. We were in London.
Nice.
I remember that. We had such a fun time walking around and taking in the sights.
We were on the giant Ferris wheel when midnight came. It was amazing to see all of the fireworks from it.
Yes. The London Eye was closed off for the public, but since we were friends of Harold Anderson, we were allowed access and were lifted to the very top of it. A perfect view of the sky during the celebration.
Matthew couldn't stop jumping all over the damn place from how excited he was.
Hey, you were excited about it too. All of us were.
Very fair, Matthew. Still, has it really been a year since then? So much has happened since.
The boys seemed to trail off into their own nostalgic memories, mentioning events of their trip around the world thanks to my grandfather. While I was happy for them, a little part of me felt left out. Sure, I didn't know them, but to have experienced the world with them would have been a dream. Maybe we could somewhere in the future. Heck, maybe I'd be able to see the demon world. Ha! 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 However, who knew the future? It was an unknown fabric of time that I had yet to explore, that no one had yet explored. All I knew was that now I was in the incubi's lives, and I was going to see the new year come with them in my life. I looked at my glass, seeing it full of my favorite drink, courtesy of James, while he was setting up dinner. My reflection greeted me, and I felt myself naturally take hold of it and lift it. Ahem. At last, the boys stopped talking and looked over to me in curiosity. As they noted my raised glass, I smiled. May I propose a toast?
Oh? A toast for what, princess?
The future. The boys listened intently as I looked up to my glass in a new hope. The future was a mystery, indeed, and while I wasn't part of the incubi's past in the human world, I was more than happy to be a part of their future. To a future unknown, but a future I hope to explore with all of you. Silence consumed the air as the boys took in what I had said. Did they realize the same thing I noticed? Finally, Erik raised his glass, nodding at my suggestion and smiling lovingly at me.
To the future. What a marvelous toast.
As his brothers nodded and lifted their glasses as well for the toast, Erik gave me a silent wink, knowing that his future would be spent with me, mostly me. Cheers! With that, we all drank to our toast, a future that was still unknown to me. I couldn't wait to experience it, but I was certain that my future was going to be absolutely grand. My heart couldn't stop pulsing with joy at the thought. I was excited to experience what was to come. We ate dinner and talked about the potential things that could happen in the future. New businesses, possible trips, the works. For the first time, I felt like I was a part of the family as I was listened to and spoke just as much as each incubus. However, as a sudden flare of fireworks flashed outside the windows and the sound of wave echoed behind the glass, the boys flinched and looked over in shock.
What the hell?
Fireworks?
But it's not midnight yet.
It's the pre-celebration fireworks.
You have those?
Sort of. The school in this area loves to order a lot of fireworks and likes to set off the extras before New Year's comes around.
What are you waiting for? We're gonna miss the fireworks show.
The boys and I all looked at each other and grinned before heading to the door. Wow! The sky was filled with softly falling snow. Each snowflake and star was illuminated by the bright, colorful lights of the far-off fireworks. I had seen them before, but to see them in an open sky not surrounded by suburban trees was a whole different experience.
Holy crap.
It's all so beautiful.
Absolutely, Damien.
Truly magnificent.
You got that right.
Oh! Erik, what are you doing? Just take my hands! I looked up to Erik, watching him lift my hand up and gently kiss the back of it. I could only gasp in surprise as he smirked slightly against my skin. He was so charming. How was I lucky enough to be his? Erik, aren't you going to watch the fireworks?
Of course, but the fireworks do not hold a candle to how magnificent you are.
I smiled and blushed, both from embarrassment and the cold air around us. It was a picture-perfect moment. A small breath of life that I would carve into my memories and cherish for the rest of my life. At my smile, Erik tilted his head lightly.
What is it?
I can't wait to see the new year with you. Erik stared for a moment before chuckling and nodding in reply.
And I cannot wait. to spend the many New Years with you after that.
Aww. I could argue with that. It was at that moment I knew deep in my heart that I would have my happily ever after somewhere in that unknown future. Let the near come. I was ready. Yeah, that was actually really sweet. Damn. I kind of like that more than James. A lot more than James. But, as I said, we're only going to be doing the holiday and the beach episode. So, I'll be back in 2 seconds with the beach episode. Bam! Here we are at the beach. Gonna chill, gonna relax. Inky Beach Boys, hell yeah. Let's begin. What is your name? I'm still Mika. That never changes. We're gonna keep it that way. Chicago is, to me, the greatest city in the world. It isn't crazy crowded and has the sights of New York City and Los Angeles in a wonderful package. The historic buildings and events that are peppered through Chicago are to die for. There is only one problem with Chicago. We don't have a beach. We have a lake. If you're the type that loves to surf, swim, or do anything remotely related to a beach, you would not find that kind of fun here. While you could do all of those things in the lake, it's not suggested. The water is either too cold or too filled with questionable pollution to even dare try. At least you could walk around in it and hang out with friends. So when the boys suggested that we go to the beach during dinner cleanup, I was completely dumbfounded. Wait, what? You guys mean the lake, right?
No, miss, we mean the beach.
Woo! We haven't gone to the beach in ages. Can we go now?
Which one are we going to?
Guys?
Do we have to? I got shit to do, you know.
You want a vacation too, Sam?
Get out of my head!
Guys! The boys all looked at me as I exploded, catching their attention. Why was it that every time I demanded their attention, I had to yell to get it? Nevertheless, I glared at the boys, not understanding where the idea of a beach trip was coming from. We were in the suburbs of Chicago, and there was no beach in any of the four corners of Illinois. We have a lake, not a beach. Where is this beach idea coming from? The boy stared at me for a long moment before James cleared his throat with an obvious smile behind his fist. What is this? What is this smirking? What is this smirk? Stop.
Miss, I'm suggesting a trip out of state to an actual beach.
Wait, what? How would we get there? James adjusted his glasses with a smirk before walking around the dining room table and towards the lobby.
I can have a jet scheduled for us with a non-stop flight. Hawaii has good weather today the last time I checked.
I'd almost forgotten that James was CEO now, so he had plenty of assets available to him. Still, Hawaii? That's like 9 hours by plane.
We'd sleep on the plane. Duh.
When the heck would we leave?
It would be best to leave sometime very early. Remember time zones.
I can schedule our flight for 7 a.m. We'd arrive around noon in their time zone.
Excellent. I'll pack some food for us.
Woo! Man, I gotta find my swim trunks.
I'll pack the sunscreen. This will be fun.
Guess we're really doing this, huh? Damn it. Fine, whatever.
Shut up, Sundere. I stared at the boys, quickly dispersed to pack and prepare. Were they not going to ask me to come with? As I thought that, Sam peeked his head back into the dining room, glaring at me with raised eyebrow.
Hey, you gonna pack or what? You're coming too.
What? Me?
No, the other Anderson in the room. Yes, you doofus. Now hurry up. If you don't, we're leaving without you.
Sam disappeared beyond the archway, most likely to go off and pack on his own. I let the situation sink in. We were all going to go to Hawaii and relax on a beach. It was a real vacation. I would have been stupid to say no to the chance to get away for a day, especially to Hawaii. I instantly ran to my room and began to pack my swimsuit and the essentials, preparing for a long trip there and back. Even if we only stayed for the day or two, it was going to be a fun vacation. When we finished packing, we could barely contain ourselves. We were checking and double-checking our luggage, excited for this impromptu vacation. Matthew kept packing and repacking things, indecisive about what he wanted to bring. As 6 a.m. rolled around, we gathered our things and drove out to a private airport where James had scheduled a jet to pick us up. By 7, we were on a jet and soaring through the skies towards Hawaii. The excitement of the trip had me sleeping through the flight, hoping to make him go faster. By the time I opened my eyes, I was being ushered into a taxi, and shortly we arrived on the sandy beaches of Honolulu, Hawaii.
Look at that view.
Yeah, I like the Hawaii music. It's kind of cool.
Wow, that looks so beautiful.
I always like how they're always color-coded. Like, always. He's always yellow, he's always green, he's always reddish, purplish, blue, black. I just like how they're always color-coded.
It's just the beach.
Don't let anyone hear you say that, Sam.
Wow. I couldn't stop myself from staring at the view of the ocean myself. It was breathtaking to say the least. The air was fresh and the view of the endless horizon captivated my senses. It took James clearing his throat for us to break our attention away from the sight and look back to him.
Let's set up a spot for us to relax first before we enjoy ourselves.
Fair point, fair point. With a nod from all of us, we set up a small area on the shoreline facing out towards the water. Our large purple and blue beach blanket came home base as we settled down and took in the fresh breeze. Sam... Will you shut up? God, I'm trying to read, you asshole. Sam stretched out, letting out a tired yawn.
Man, how long do we plan on sticking around? We're not gonna splash and run, are we?
I've already arranged a hotel block for all of us to stay in tonight, so you're completely free to do whatever you like for the day.
What? Really?
Always thinking ahead, aren't you?
That's our older brother for you. Always 3 steps ahead of the rest.
Come on, Sam. Don't be a killjoy.
Don't let him fool you. He's just as excited as we are.
Despite the quick glare in Sam's eyes at Damien, Sam couldn't help but smile and nod.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, it's been what? Half a year since we had a real vacation?
The boys nodded in agreement. Had it really been that long for them? I had graduated and the summer caught up to us so quickly that I barely realized how much time had passed since the boys came to live with me. Oh, okay, I just realized the time. So this happened the summer that I graduate, whereas the winter is when I'm in college. Okay. I'll try to remember that next time so that way these are more in correct order. I'm so smart with this. Clearly, I know what I'm doing. As I thought of it, a smile trickled down to my lips, remembering how close we all had become. I was especially close with, oh, Erik, my baby boy. You sprung them trunks, like, I looked over at Erik, watching him take a deep breath and release a silent sigh of relaxation. He was my second kiss, and he had clinged to all of my kisses thereafter. Remembering how he painted a smile over my face, recalling his flirty and suave persona. Underneath the mask, however, was a man I truly came to adore. As I stared, Erik caught my gaze and smiled at me lovingly, making my face burn a soft red and causing me to look away in embarrassment. Seeing my embarrassment, Erik walked over and gently lifted my hand to his, kissing over my knuckles.
Princess, accompany me, will you? I'd like to walk with you.
I stared at Erik, feeling my blush intensify at his kiss, before smiling softly and nodding to him. A walk across the beach sounded lovely with Erik. Erik smiled and softly guided my hand under his arm, guiding me to a reef near the water's edge. The sand was warm beneath my feet and the air brushed over my skin in a loving manner. Even as we teased the ocean's edge by letting our feet walk on the shallow shoreline, the clear water lapping over our toes, I could still feel the tingling heat from the sand beneath the soft brushes of the wave. However, feeling Erik's strong arm made me instinctively cuddle up against him, laying my head on his shoulder. It was so romantic to be on the beach with him, a perfect chick flick moment. Erik, feeling my embrace, chuckled and kissed my head, causing me to look up at him.
So, my princess, how do you like the view of the Pacific?
It's gorgeous. I've never been to Hawaii before, so this is a brand new experience for me.
Really? I'm surprised.
What's so surprising? Vacations are expensive, and I've never had the time to really travel with study and all. Erik nodded in understanding, knowing exactly what I meant. Erik learned how strict my father was when he properly asked. I think that wasn't meant to be there. When he properly asked for permission to marry me. I was shocked at how well they got along, but since Erik was an incubus, I couldn't be totally surprised with his charisma. However, I became surprised in the moment as Erik turned and wrapped his arms around me, pulling me close to him with a smile. Erik?
You look so lovely in the sun, my island princess.
I stared up at him, completely lost in the cheesiness of his words and the loving glimmer in his eyes. I felt myself lift a leg behind me, popping my foot off the water below me and leaning close to Erik's body. You're too sweet, Erik.
I only speak the truth.
I smiled and wrapped my arms around Erik's neck. closing my eyes and leaning in for a kiss. I felt Erik step closer to me and lean towards me as well, making my heart flutter in anxiousness over the kiss. We didn't expect what happened next.
Get a room!
Fuck. Huh?
Yeah.
All at once, I felt a pair of hands on my side push Erik and me over. I quickly looked over to see Sam and Matthew, hands held out from pushing us with evil grins on their faces, as Erik and I fell into the water beside us. I'm not gonna lie, but if I had another sibling and... Well, I have one sister, but if I had another sibling, like a third sister, I guarantee me and that other sibling would punish my older sister. I do this to her all the time. And of course, I'm sure they would do it to me too, so... In the meantime... Siblings! Oh, Jesus. With a splash, Erik and I dropped into the water and quickly shot back up for air, shaking out from the intense temperature shift. God, you jerks! Sam and Matthew laughed and high-fived each other before running off towards the other end of the beach. Puffing out my cheeks, I looked back towards Erik to make sure he was okay. Oh, holy shit, Erik! Oh, goddamn, boy! Oh man, damn, I think somebody is liking Erik a little much too, because goddamn, I like these pictures. I like them a lot, holy shit. Erik stood up from the water and grinned at me, combing his hair back with his hand and drenched from head to toe. I had to admit, it was kind of hot to see him like that, but a smile made one grow on my own lips.
Well, that certainly didn't turn out the way I would have imagined.
As Erik began to laugh, I couldn't help but laugh along. Now that the rush of surprise had washed over us, it was kind of hilarious to know that our romantic moment was comedically ruined. Taking the surprise moment a little further, I dipped my hands in the water and splashed it up towards Erik, landing my water attack perfectly.
Princess?
Gotcha! A smirk danced over Erik's lips before he wiped his face with his hand before he retaliated, making me release a squeak in surprise and cover myself in the water he shot towards me. I couldn't help but laugh a little harder. We had our entire lives to be romantic and cheesy. We were at the beach now, so we could have a little fun and war for the moment. My little vacation away from the world would be with Erik and me, laughing in the sun and playing in the ocean together. I wouldn't have it any other way. God damn! I'm not gonna lie, those pictures are great! Holy shit! Like, James was fine, but damn! Like, is there the artist back here? Did they like Erik a little bit more? If so, awesome. Then again, I haven't seen the other guys. I mean, the Holiday and the Beach one, they don't really require that much of a surprise. So I'll just read them for the first time ever when I get to them. But for the other stories, I think I'll have to read those in advance to see which ones make it through and which ones don't. Ugh. Really upset that I can't do Erik's one. That was really spoilery for the events after number 2. Darn, and I don't know how I'm going to add that. Maybe just add it as a bonus video? No, not a bonus video. Maybe like an end edition or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out when we get to that point. Which won't be for a long time. Because, like I said, there's a lot of love interest in this first one. And the first Seduce Me game. And we got to get through all of them before going to head off to number 2. But anyway, that is it for the bonus Wow, I can clearly talk. It is actually late for me and I kind of want to go to bed. But that is it for the bonus content for Erik. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I was actually surprised with the Holiday and the Beach. I didn't think I would like him that much. Then again, it's Erik we're talking about, but it's like, whoa, I like them even more than ever. Because the pictures were great. Holy shit. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am Tara the Fox. You are the ever so lovely, dashing, beautiful viewer. And I hope to see you next time.